The Holy Spirit will never go beyond what Christ has commanded. The Holy Spirit helps the saints to follow what Christ has commanded. He never guides according to his own will. Some Christians hardly read the Bible, but they act as though the Holy Spirit leads them. When they are asked to join in on a church project, they say that the Holy Spirit forbade them to participate. In reality, they follow their own mood. According to their mood, the Holy Spirit either permitted or forbade them. One member asked me to go on home visitations because the Holy Spirit prompted him to do so. But on another occasion, he declined when I asked him to go on home visitations with him. Many pastors suffer in the ministry because of such emotional Christians. The bigger problem is that they reject correction when the pastors admonish them. The Holy Spirit will never go beyond what Christ has declared. He helps us to know the words of Christ and believe them. The Holy Spirit anoints us to declare and teach the words of Christ. There are Christians who are ignorant of the works of the Holy Spirit. They do not read the Bible, but claim that they must receive a confirmation from the Holy Spirit to do anything. Before any project, they say that they must pray through for guidance. The power of the Holy Spirit manifests only when we obey the will, the words, and the commands of Christ. The Holy Spirit leads the saints so that the public ministry of Christ can be accomplished through them. The angels are servants of the Holy Spirit. Thus, they assist only those who obey the Holy Spirit. Obeying the Holy Spirit is actually obeying the words of Christ, which in turn is actually obeying the will of God. Those who obey the will of God experience its blessings, power, and healing. Yet, all of these benefits come through the ministry of the angels. On the other hand, if we disobey God's will, then the angels are not compelled to help us. If we obey God and pray according to His will, then we would increase in spiritual power by employing more angels. More angels. The number of angels sent to help the saints depends on how much they pray. The more they pray, the more angels God sends. The less they pray, the fewer angels. Jesus said that he could pray to the Father and receive 12 legions of angels. The disciples performed many signs and wonders due to the great number of angels operating on their behalf in response to their prayers. When Peter was in prison, the church gathered together and prayed for him continually. Then an angel came, delivered him out of prison, and suddenly left him. When the day of Pentecost had come, the disciples received the infilling of the Holy Spirit as they were praying in the upper room. At that time, the disciples heard the rushing mighty wind filling the whole house, and there appeared tongues as of fire. Some people think that this wind and tongues of the fire are the Holy Spirit Himself. But the Holy Spirit cannot be verified with the 5 senses. The wind and the fire they experienced were the manifestations of the angels that accompanied the Holy Spirit.